Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan, and today I will be diving into Taylor Swift's evolution as a musician and cultural figure whose personal growth reflects feminist and political shifts in American society. My project explores whether Taylor Swift can be viewed as a feminist figure. I argue that her feminism is meaningful because it mirrors cultural shifts of the 2010s regarding gender expectations and LGBTQ plus rights. Additionally, I will discuss how her evolving discography plays a role in her status as a feminist in the music and entertainment industry. One very defining moment in the evolution of Taylor Swift as a feminist is her sexual assault case against DJ David Mueller, who supposedly groped her during a meet and greet. After accusing Mueller of inappropriately touching her, he was terminated from his job and had his reputation damaged. Mueller denied these allegations and sued Taylor for defamation, wanting almost $3 million in damages. In response, Taylor countersued for battery and sexual assault, seeking a symbolic $1 in damages. That $1 is symbolic because it shows that she was fighting for justice, not compensation.
In another exchange, she told Mueller's lawyer, I'm not going to make you or your client make me feel like this was my fault.
I believe the outcome of Taylor winning her sexual assault trial and her powerful testimony, not letting Mueller or his lawyer blame her for the assault, showed how women in positions of power can use their platform to resist victim blaming and push for accountability. Swift's trial took place at the height of the hashtag #MeToo movement in late 2017. This movement was an extremely public awareness campaign against sexual abuse, harassment, and rape culture. I think it is important to acknowledge that there is a connection between the outcome and purpose of Taylor Swift's trial and the hashtag #MeToo movement. Both encourage survivors to challenge power structures that block them from reporting incidents and influence them to engage in public discourse about sexual assault and harassment. Third wave feminism sparked in the early 1990s and lasted into the early 2010s. It emphasized ideas of intersectionality, diversity, sex positivity, and self expression while challenging traditional gender roles. The Anita Hill trial was a catalyst for third wave feminism, as it highlighted the systemic dismissal of women's voices, and that there is a need for intersectional feminism in the pursuit of equality. The backlash Hill faced during and after her testimony against Clarence Thomas revealed how male-dominated power structures often respond to credible accusations with denial and attempts to discredit the victim. A similar dynamic was present in Taylor Swift's sexual assault trial, where Swift, though ultimately victorious, faced attempts by David Mueller and his lawyer to blame her for what happened. In both cases, powerful men denied wrongdoing and tried to shift the narrative, reflecting a broader pattern where women's credibility and experiences are threatened when they challenge those in power. In 2018, Taylor shocked her fans and society when she broke her long-standing political silence, endorsing Tennessee Democratic candidates Phil Bredston for Senate and Jim Cooper for House of Representatives, while criticizing Republican candidate Marsha Blackburn for her voting record against women's, LGBTQ+, and racial rights. This marked a major shift in celebrity political activism and reflected the broader rise of social and political engagement in 2010's America. A major point Taylor Swift made when publicly announcing she would not vote for Marsha Blackburn was Blackburn's vote against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, specifically the provisions that extended protections to LGBTQ+ Native American, and undocumented victims of domestic abuse. Swift's stance reflects a key aspect of her feminism, a strong commitment to intersectionality. She emphasizes fighting for women's rights and equality must also include advocating those same things for people of different races, genders, and sexualities. This is perfectly summarized in the quote shown from Feminist Theory from Margin to Center by Bell Hooks, that feminism needs to be a movement that involves and fights for the masses. Otherwise, what we are fighting for is as good as nothing. A song that ties in well with the political and social activism Taylor promotes is You Need to Calm Down from her 2019 album Lover. This song is important because it marked one of the first times Swift was publicly supporting LGBTQ plus rights. The song's lyrics convey themes of anti-hate messaging, allyship, and social activism. Another song that involves Taylor Swift's political activism is Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, a song that is also from Lover. This song uses metaphors and storytelling related to high school topics to critique America's political and social climate. I find this song important to her political stance because through the symbolism, she shows how young people, women, and certain communities feel powerless in oppressive structures. These two songs help show that Taylor Swift's rise in the fight for progressive change is a large reason why she can be considered a feminist. Taylor Swift's transition from country to pop and later to indie folk and synth pop reflects a larger music industry expectation that female artists must constantly reinvent themselves to stay relevant. Despite critical success, Taylor's genre shifts were met with backlash. This shows how women, even at the peak of fame, face more scrutiny than their male counterparts when evolving artistically. I brought forth the idea of women in the music industry constantly needing to reinvent themselves because I wanted to connect Taylor Swift's journey to that of her predecessor, Stevie Nicks, who navigated a male-dominated rock scene with ease while facing both personal and professional challenges that forced her to evolve while holding on to her signature style. Similarly, Swift has had to adapt with each album cycle, maintaining her lyrical depth and relatability across shifting genres. Both artists exemplify the generational struggle women face in the music industry to be creatively free while earning lasting respect in a system that often resists their authority. Taylor Swift's song Clara Bow captures this struggle perfectly, reflecting the ever-evolving pressures of fame and how quickly the entertainment industry moves on to the next it girl. By naming Clara Bow, Stevie Nicks, and herself, Swift draws a direct line through decades of women's pressures to live up to impossible standards, constantly reshaping themselves to stay relevant. Along with that, the industry has a tendency to pit women against one another, expecting competition and constant reinvention to increase the production of work. As Swift writes in the lyrics, beauty is a beast that roars, down on all fours, demanding more. Only when your girlish glow flickers just so do they let you know. Taylor Swift's song, The Man, is one of the first in her discography that critiques gender double standards in the music and entertainment industries, as well as in society at large. Through both its lyrics and music video, the song exposes how men are often celebrated for behaviors that women are criticized for, such as ambition, confidence, and success. Swift highlights how men are praised as leaders while women are labeled as difficult, and how men can flaunt their wealth or romantic partners without judgment, whereas women are ashamed for similar actions. The music video amplifies this message by showing a male version of Swift freely moving through public spaces, receiving unearned praise and being excused for aggressive and arrogant behavior. Ultimately, the man challenges how women are pressured to conform to gender expectations, editing themselves to be more likable, less threatening, and overly accommodating in ways their male counterparts are not. So, is Taylor Swift a feminist? Yes, in my opinion, Taylor Swift is a feminist because the evolution of her discography and stance on activism and politics reflects a modern form of feminism found in mainstream culture. She has used her voice and platform to spark activism and conversations while shifting the expectations of celebrities getting involved in social and political matters.